Hello, sewing friends. Welcome to the TurboPurr channel, where we love the sounds of happy cats and smooth running sewing machines and sergers. My name is Ramona. I'm a fan of baby lock sergers and not an employee. And today I'm going to be showing you a stitch that I developed. I call it the Tango Serger stitch because one side has two colors doing the tango. This stitch has two colors on one side and one satin stitch looking side with a single color, and would be useful for an edging, such as an edging on a pocket or a ruffle edging or an edging on a project or a binding. It could be fun to use. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm using the Baby Lock Triumph Serger in this demonstration. I'm using two different cotton quilting fabrics and contrasting color embroidery threads. I'm using 3 threads in this demonstration, 40 weight and polyester. I like to use the polyester embroidery thread, particularly in the needle, because the polyester is a little bit stronger thread. And in this demonstration, I'm showing the 3-thread wide overlock setup. I'll be showing you how I've adjusted the settings for the Tango Serger stitch. I'm using the green thread in the overlock needle position for the wide overlock. The upper looper and the lower looper threads are blue and orange. These are the adjusted settings for the stitch that I'm doing today. I have the stitch selector on B, and the upper lower looper fine tuning knob is turned all the way to the left, pointing to the plus sign. For this setting, I have the upper lower looper tuning knob shown on the right, turned all the way to the plus sign. That's noted with a red circle around it. The left overlock needle is threaded with green thread. The stitch width is set on the maximum width to get the widest stitch possible. So I have that knob turned all the way to the 7.5, 5.0 setting. The stitch length is set on a low length of 1 because in this demonstration I'm using 40 weight embroidery thread, which is a fine thread, and I wanted a lot of thread coverage. I wanted a satin stitch look, so that's why I'm using such a short stitch length. If you were using a 12 weight thread or a heavier weight of thread, you would want to likely use a longer stitch length setting, and a lot of that is your preference as to how much thread coverage you would like. This is where the fabric is going through the machine, and I've used 2 different fabrics, and the fabrics are back to back. So the right side of one fabric is facing the feed dogs, and the right side of the top fabric is facing the presser foot. So with this stitch, this finish would make a nice pocket because you would have the right side on both sides of the fabric, and you could select either side that you wanted to use. And the side with the 2 colors is the side that is facing the feed dogs. So the bottom fabric is the one that is showing the two colors to Tango. And again, here's an illustration of the three different colors that are used. And you could use either side as the right side of the fabric, depending on your preference. I am really excited to hear what you might use this stitch for in your sewing room. I would like to thank you very much for visiting the TurboPurr channel. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear your comments on what you've been making. Have a blessed day. Thank you.